welcome everyone back to the Zenith League. I hope you enjoyed your extended break. We sure did here on the desk. We hope the players did too, as they get ready for a very important Game 3. Potential for elimination already for yet another team here in the Zenith League. There's going to be at least one elimination today. It was always a question of who, but I don't think either of us were expecting it to be this early on into the series. Bear in mind, these two teams are the 5th and 6th seed. Close on paper, Serbia during regular season went 8 and 9 in their individual games, even though their series were 4 and 4. Obsidian Legion going 8 and 8 overall. They actually had a better game win percentage in the regular season. To then come out and as flat as they have been into a very impressive Serbia squad is quite scary.
Yeah, and all I can hope for is that this extended break gave them some time to mental reset, and maybe for the coach to pass on some extra information. And he first picked.
They went Graves. They have to reverse sweep in the first game. It has to win with Graves.
Well, I guess we will be seeing how that's going to go.
So life outside of the Zenith League is fine, right? Let's get that out there first. It's not the be-all and end-all winning the league. There appears to be Obsidian Legion's viewpoint anyway, because they've picked Graves. I have a personal vendetta against this champion because it never works in 5v5s. When you are in solo queue, it's fine. It's whatever, right? Because people in solo queue, weird stuff happens. Competitive, organized 5v5s, I hate it.
I'm going to preface that as in, if you pick a Graves, right, in the jungle, you need lane set up for him to gank, for this to work. You need CC in every lane so he can basically get in, and you have to, as a team, agree that Graves is going to be one of your carries, or at least set him up to do so. So this, for me, is a bit of an interesting one. We see that the Blitzcrank is picked, and that can work perfectly with this, but I am less certain about the Kaiser, because Kaiser to me is basically an AD carry where you want to be diving into things, and right now with Graves and Blitz, you have not created anything yet where you basically want to be diving into the opposing team. So, and then the other part is
good luck diving this.
You get the Sivir, which means that it's going to be a lot harder to hook that Sivir into your teams, which is one of the priority carries you want to be trying to get your hands on. So Zenith recognizing what the Penguins are recognizing what the Obsidian Legion are wanting or trying to do, and already adjusting accordingly.
Yeah, and still plenty of time to work that through in their own draft as well. Surprised to see they're the ones banning the Ahri here. I feel like if you want a dependable mid laner that's going to be difficult to gank, could have just taken that yourselves, banning it away on 4 on red side. We can debate whether that is the play or not, but interesting to point out all the same, as a neutralized mid laner is going to be taken by Obsidian Legion as well. So mid lane, the heavy focus for the second iteration of bans. Solo lane's still waiting to come through. I guess they technically have some CC in the bot lane to go back onto what you were talking about before. They have the Blitzcrank to try into the Sivir Bard. Mid lane and top are going to be much more difficult to get that set up, especially if Serbia are going to be playing as passively as I think we can expect. Either of these picks, the Hui rather, or the Malzahar, both absolutely fine to just sit back and CC themselves to safety. Good luck, I have to say, getting on top of this Hui. Getting on top of this whole team right now feels quite difficult with a Jarvan Bard there to peel. Is Talon really the way you want to get onto a Hui?
No. This is... Please reconsider this, because you've already outlined your identity for your team. If you're taking Talon, then you're going to be mixing so much stuff, and by the looks of it is Talon. Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's locked. Hold on. Is it even Talon mid? That, I know it's just a hover. But are they seriously going to be picking a LeBlanc here? Is this going to be more?
Is this Graves top? Surely not. Sure, this isn't Graves top with Talon jungle and LeBlanc mid.
I mean, it's locked. I'm not sure about this one at all. The run does a lot better into the Hui than the Talon does. Let's get that straight. Like, that's a nice matchup in mid now for Obsidian Legion, though it feels like counter picks have got to be coming through here for Serbi. Whether you want to go with the Aurelia route or if you want to go a different avenue is much more personal dependent there for Himmel. Looks like Aurelia's just locked and loaded. He's ready to go. He's played it once in solo queue this year, and it did work out well. So why not go again?
I've seen some stuff from Graves top with the Gluttonous Greaves and him getting 2 lifesteal items and basically just being unkillable through all the lifesteal that he can get. However, with the change of the Gluttonous Greaves that happened on the last patch, I feel like this is just not the way to go anymore. It's
a dangerous way to go. We can phrase it like that. This is all or nothing for Obsidian, and it's very similar to the draft we just saw from them, right? It is 4 carries with an enabler support. It's a very different type of enabler, right? This is not a Seraphine buffing up those carries. It's a Blitzcrank trying to just set up with CC to get something to go his way. But, I mean, sure.
Sure. This is going to be interesting and then some. I mean, the only way, no, of course the Penguins could play poorly, but assuming that everybody is playing decently, you're going to need a heroic performance from the Blitz. He is going to have to be really on point with all his hooks, making sure that he's getting crucial carries at timely interventions just for this comp to get ahead and then see what can go on. The difficulty of execution for Obsidian Legion is way higher than for the Penguins. And when you've had an absolutely morale destroying game such as game 2, you basically want something simple. I'm very curious.
This ain't simple.
No, this is. I mean, if this works, which it still always could work, if this works, then your confidence and mojo is going to be at an all-time high, and there is a chance to go back. But this, there is very much the chance that in 10 minutes from now, this could already be curtains, and we're looking at a sweep. So
yeah, if you want to go out, at least go out on your own horse, right? At least go out fighting. At least go out in the way that you want to go out.
You're still thinking of that laughing horse. You're still thinking of that laughing horse in last game.
If you're gonna go out fighting, go out trying your absolute hardest and having some fun along the way. See if City Legion are even gonna go out. But it feels like it very well could happen with a draft such as this, with how the series has gone the way it has. We'll have to see if it does work out that way, though, as we get ready for Game 3. We're going to take the tiniest little breaks here while the spec delay is spec delaying, and we'll be back when Game 3 is ready for you all. Until then, just enjoy. Enjoy this draft. The music gets quieter, the rift gets louder. We are getting ready for game number 3. Obsidian Legion have their backs up against a wall. It is win or go home. Let's find out which they choose to do, which one they will be able to enact upon. Headed into a must-win to really ignite the comeback. Can Serbi finish things off? Can Obsidian Legion finally pull things back? Only time will tell. And maybe Graves Top will also have some telling to do, as Wupass is going to get that Raptor Ward for pretty cheap, actually. Oh, wait, there's a...
Yeah, but it's getting removed right away. They're like, they're not in the business of giving up any vision there. And I always like this when junglers do this early on. But meanwhile, we do see some aggressive trading going on.
Yeah, Suko standing very far forward to get a Raptor Ward of his own. Does technically get it, but also tanks Electrocute for his troubles. Instant pop on the way. Not feeling great about that one. But, hey, he spotted where the Talon is. I can't really... he's a laughing man that can jump over walls. Like, what do we reckon for this one?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see where he's gonna go, what the decision making will be, but we already see some aggressive trading in top lane, and I have a feeling that this game is just gonna be a bloodbath. One way or the other, people are gonna be falling. I'm fairly certain that this is going to be one of those games where you're just gonna be like, whoever gets the best team fights is gonna come out on top. And there will be some very aggressive trading.
Yeah, I will one-up you on that one, and I will say that it's going to be aggressive before the team fighting as well. Based off of how these teams have wanted to go about business, slow positional play, working into a small advantage, growing for one side, has not been what's gone on so far. It has been fight and see what happens, and then fight some more anyway. Subtlety, not the strong suit for either of these two teams, as Himmel not having the most fun early on into this Grave matchup. He does have Exhaust, by the way. He's going to get a Bard stunned up nice and early on. Nice hook and knock up as well onto Snellblick. He does have 3 Ws on the ground, so he can still heal up through that Ignite to make sure he stays alive. We got incredibly close to dying. So we're also getting double junglers up to the top side. 3 and 4 camps done, respectively. Zorloth going to flag and drag forwards. The Exhaust is going to slow down Himmel. He's trying to get the kill back. Will indeed do so with a flash to aid that play. And now Laughman that can jump over the walls will jump over the wall while laughing with his first blood in the back pocket.
Yeah, well, a good showing in the top lane, and we didn't get to talk about this earlier, but the Graves opting to take an Exhaust up there instead of an Igniter and TP certainly is a decision that we will have to track, but one that's very good for fighting and very smart as well. Meanwhile, we do see.
What if I just did your Raptors and then just dove anyway? Just go double flash, kill the mid laner after already getting a gank to work on top lane. This laughing jungler is laughing all the way to the bank so far in game 2. 1 kill, 1 assist. Raptor respawn before even thinking about his first base. Who needs a crab when you can just get kills everywhere? I mean, like, you have like so many camps at your disposal when you can include the enemy top lane, mid lane, and bot as part of your camp rotation.
Yeah, but I am going to preface.
Sorry, you're not allowed to speak. It's just not allowed this game. It is what it is. I don't make up the rules. Exhaust onto Tomas to try and slow him down in this trade. How have they come out worse? I feel like a Blitzcrank who gets that level of the drop on the enemy ADC should not come out worse in the trade.
Yeah, no, I kind of feel like there's a bit of a disconnect as well as what they want to do here. However, the thing that I am going to preface, though, with the Talon is, if you look at his current clear, he has taken one of his camps in the bot lane, which basically means that he's slowing down his intake in gold and XP afterwards. So to offset that, you're going to have to be active on the map. You're going to have to look for something as...
Oh, this is awkward from everyone, but it's still okay. The less we talk about that play, probably the best for everyone involved. Is Stephen Penguin, you are a ballsy... I can't... You are insane for just standing there, baiting out Blitzcrank Flash, Spell Shield in hand, knows that he's safe enough, I guess, but that was dangerous to the extreme. Tiefling Penguin does not care. Still no mana, by the way, but I guess the Spell Shield doesn't cost mana, everything else does. He's just kind of carrying on, walking forward. Thomas is now just under 2 HP. He very struggling to hang on. Barrier, after taking the worst of the damage, going to tick up to level 5. Another bit of sustain guaranteed for the Sivir after catching a Void Seeker with a Spell Shield. Bot lane feels like it could have been the most Armageddon lane of all, especially with how they're trading, but it's still the one without any kills.
Yeah, well, I think we could gamble on this and literally already agree that that's not going to take, that's not going to last. Within the next 2-3 minutes, there will be kills in the bot lane because these players realize that there is something to be had there, especially with some sums down.
What about kills on top lane? Because Kaibo is still level 5, and Himmel was level 6 that whole time. Just waiting for the Graves to walk into death range. Death range appears to be anywhere where the Aurelia can see him, as it's a nice dodge away from the hook. Nice stun as well off the minion, using Bard to full effect. Sparrow Spare does not do all too much though, as Andrea is going to be fine. The rest of the play is going to really put this Talon into the crunch, and Suko rotates through his spells, puts the passive under his feet, and that Talon was not laughing after that.
Yeah, also, this is kind of tragic for Obsidian Legion, for the very simple fact that the Talon was actually ahead and a really strong point. Meanwhile...
Just keep fighting, just keep fighting. Bard is coming over here. Magical Journey, flag and drag. Just keep on fighting and see what happens. Andrea surely going to fall down. Okay, Killer Instinct there from Tomas. Is going to turn things back around and just keep fighting. Is that even the game? We've got Solak in the top to make it a 2 for 2. I guess it could be worse. Junglers both level 5. Flag and drag over the wall, but that's a Talon, my guy. If there's anyone who likes hopping over walls, it's a Talon. And now Tiffin Penguin wants a 1v1 as well. Just keep fighting. Flash over the wall there from Thomas, going to get him out to safety. And if we just keep on fighting, then there's no such thing as a good or a bad fight. It's just a fight. Then they can't analyze us if we just keep on fighting and we just take every fight.
Right. Well, so much action happened over there, and the question now is going to be: will we be seeing close to a 2 kills per minute game? Or...
Just keep fighting. I feel like you weren't listening to the memo. It's just keep fighting. Of course they're gonna have more than 2 kills per minute. Just keep fighting. If we don't let the casters breathe, then they can't tell us what a good or a bad fight was. They just have to say that a fight was happening. They'll talk us through the fight, and then the game will end. That's absolutely fine. Let's just keep on fighting. Level 6 versus level 8. Why not in the top lane? GC Kaibo just decides, I'm gonna flip the game over this one. Burns the flash in exchange as Suko dies in mid because he walked up outside of the range of his turret into a Talon de Blanc. You are a squishy Quay who's building Blackfire Torch with Deathfire Touch. You don't get to exist outside your turret range into double assassin mid jungle.
And despite all that fighting, oh,
the goal's even.
Well, the goal is even. I was about to say. That being said, this Aurelia is going to become a problem real soon. Because that Aurelia is so far ahead. Now the question is, what will happen across the rest of the map? Because technically, you are in a position... Oh.
That was close. That was kind of sad to see. We're going to have a small breather for about a second. The only thing these guys haven't fought over yet feels like is the Drake. The top side objectives going to be taken once more early on, as it is all 3 grubs taken this time by red side instead of 2, with 1 lonely grub that we saw in game 2 abandoned. Now, when the jungler is on the top side because they just took the void grubs, where on the map is the jungler?
Yeah, I don't know.
Could they be on the Drake?
He's running...
Or could they be in the top side? Could we just be also stepping up too far in bot because our jungler's top side? He just took the grubs! Why are we fighting bot? What are we doing?
Just keep fighting. Just keep fighting.
What are we doing?
At some point, the casters might die.
Right, this point you're gonna have to do some play as well, because this is not fair. Like, is our jungler topside or not? Why are we fighting bot? Please enlighten me. Why are we fighting mid? We're away with no item against the LeBlanc. Why are we fighting mid? What's going on right now?
Maybe these teams just agreed to turn this into an ARAM. Because
It's a 3-lane ARAM. GC Kaibo's still walking up against an Aurelia. I can't believe this. He just keeps on walking up. I mean, this time I guess Himmel has low mana and low HP, but at the same time it's Aurelia, so I don't really trust that, as it's going to be the Mimic on the W there for Wupas, getting a flash there out of the top lane. Himmel going to get somewhat punished. See if he can able to get this base off under his turret. Spelth might be the one to die for his sins, or Himmel may die too. As it's going to be a nice cancel coming through, and I mean, this Aurelia has 0% chance of survival. Gets stabbed down by the end of the Talon Q. The ult invested is going to end up in a double kill, his 5th kill of the game for the Laughing Noxian Assassin. There are so many things happening right now.
And this has to be said, though. The Laughing Man is having an absolute killer start. And anytime that you see a talent that far ahead, you always have to be slightly concerned on how things are going to turn out afterwards. So I gotta say, this, for all the criticism we gave him, hold on.
Yeah, just keep fighting, yada yada yada. Let's take an all-in 2v2 in bot lane. One more plasma proc may see Tiefling Penguin die, and it absolutely will, but the Jarvan has showed up, which really stops the fun of the 2v2. I mean, I know that junglers exist. I know they want to have fun at the same time, but having it at the expense of everyone else when they were having an amazing 2v2, it just doesn't sit right with me. Takes the double kill as well on the Jarvan. I mean, like, come on, you don't need that gold, man.
Nah, well,
considering
I'm the jungler, I really don't mind that part. Meanwhile, in the mid lane...
Suko. That was a sick outplay from Wupas, but I do mind that from Suko.
So, that being said, a dragon gets taken, and Laughing Man is looking to see if he can get some more damage here.
Yeah, it feels like this is, at best, 1v2 right now. Gonna get bonked in the face. No Cataclysm. We'll be able to hop over the wall out to safety. And speaking of 1v2s, let's have another champion that likes taking them, as Himmel is going to do precisely that. And I feel like you don't win these. I mean, we saw him on Aatrox. You don't win 1v2s against this guy, let alone when you go very wide on your ultimate as the Graves, and it will end up being a kill courtesy of the cannon and nothing else. GC Kaibo barely able to even get that kill back. A 5th death is going to accompany that first kill. He's building towards Bork, but look at the other side. Look at the enemy top laner, who already has Bork, plus the Plated Steel Cats, plus another Tunneler as well. And yet, his team is up 2k gold. I feel like this top lane might be up 2k himself. The rest of the map is just, like, up 4, you know?
And the thing that I'm not completely understanding here is you have gone for...
That's just one thing.
You know, yeah, it is just one thing at this point.
Okay, that's good. That's better than me.
With Graves, if you're playing in a top lane, on the previous patch, you saw that because his Gluttonous Beams with 2 lifesteal items just turned him into this basically unkillable, mass damage producing sort of hybrid bruiser type champion.
Mm-hmm.
You've got steel caps. No gluttonous things. So you're not going to be stacking that part of it. First thing that I'm concerned about. Second thing, Bork on Graves. There are better items.
It could be Bloodthirster. I may have been a bit hasty to say Bork, because technically the Vamp Scepter plus Pickaxe does build into both. So we can get benefit of the doubt on that one, but I do know exactly where you're coming from. This is a decision, as we are just fighting once more on bot. Now, you'll notice on your minimap that the Bard is in the Rift Herald pit. You'll notice that the Bard is not even close to where the Sivir is walking up 1v2 into a Blitzcrank. And therefore, it's not a surprise when the Sivir dies either. Up into the top side we look once more. Wupass is going to cancel that base of a very greedy Bard who was trying to portal to give Graves the kill instead of the LeBlanc. Didn't quite work out. Andrea's now 1v1ing away in mid lane, because what else you do when you're bored on Blitzcrank, I guess? Just walk forward and have another 1v1 with a random enemy team player. Suko's going to flash away from the Talon as well. Is now going to have an ultimate to be thrown at him. He will die in a 1-for-1 exchange. I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, and somehow, despite you losing your mind, Obsidian League have managed to craft out a lead.
This is a game of solo queue. All that's happening here is we are broadcasting a game of solo queue between two teams that know better.
Agreed. Completely agreed. But well, it looks like that is going to be our duty for this game. Not much analysis to be provided for that.
I really I like the optimism with that spell shield. It's just sad that it hit the minion instead. Now he's going to die as a result because the Kai'Sa managed to land Void Seeker. He flashes over from the from the Tempered Fate as well. So the Bard can't really do anything. Cataclysm is very misguided from Spelleth. He's finally going to shut down this Kai'Sa. Going to get Sundered Spry proc out the wazoo to keep him alive for a while. But it was delaying the inevitable. And, I mean, if you're going to look at champions that thrive in solo queue chaos, it kind of is what OL have drafted, right? It's Graves, Talon, LeBlanc, Kai'Sa, just people that can basically play by themselves and still get stuff done. Especially the Talon, who is stop just laughing to the bank. He's just generically laughing. That's an ult onto a clone. I guess you would also be laughing at that one. In voice. There's just things happening, and there's no rhyme or reason anymore. Things just keep on happening, and we have to accept that. Like, let's just make a play on the Irelia because she's trying to 1v1. How dare she 1v1? This is a game of solo queue. Let's play 3 on a side lane. Yoink, come closer, please, Spelleth. Oh, wait, actually, wait, you're a Java. I don't want you to come closer. Everyone else can. Andrea, unfortunately, with that hook, not going to get all too much value. You still got the kill, though, on that side lane. Graves is solo mid instead of the Kai'Sa. He's now in a little bit of danger. No mana forced into a dash away. Going to go wide on his Q, so it means that it's not going to be the worst case scenario. They're trying to dive between 2 turrets to get this Graves. I feel like that's not worth it, even with a kill reset. And now the Jarvan's in a lot of danger because he walked into Talon and then he flag and dragged over a wall, but it's a Talon, so walls don't exist, and he's laughing in your face. It's a 10-kill Talon who's running over the rift. I can't explain my disbelief that this is what has happened in Game 3. After how controlled Serbia have been in Game 1, Game 2, to let the game devolve into this is shocking.
Yeah, I'm not sure where to sit on this game or how to feel about it.
I know how I feel about it.
You've showcased so much good stuff and prepared so much.
He ulted the glow. No, he landed the wrong one. LeBlanc's going to survive as a result. The Kai'Sa isn't, because she just killer instinct into 3. I guess that's on her at the end of the day. Woos, he's just dead as well. 900 gold to the German. Wupass is caught. He could have maybe escaped. He used the clone to take Inspiring Despair somehow. I need to let you talk.
Well, the thing is the clone normally spawns behind the LeBlanc. So if you chunk out LeBlanc to that threshold, the clone gets spawned right behind her. Hence, if you time it poorly, which I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt here, that they just timed it really poorly, it ended up
Is this time poorly for a play from the Talon? Is it 1,000 gold over to the Irelia? Hold on. Himo might be able to carry this game now. If there's any champ that also thrives in solo queue, it is an Irelia. She can 1v9. Let's see if Himo can do precisely that. Exhausted under the turret. He does not care at all. The Bard is tanking it for him. And he's going to get yet another kill in his bank account. 1,000 gold shutdown onto the Talon. Another kill as well onto Gaibo, who did have his kill gold reset. Huge play in the bot side there for Himmel.
Yeah, and this is how you can swing it back to the other side and...
You thought.
And Speed kind of, oh, for all the praise we gave him last game, what are you doing? I gotta call that. What are you doing here? Because you just got caught with your pants down. He wanted to see if he could get something from Talon Jungle, but no.
We finally shut down the Talon. I can steal one of his cows back. He's been running over me the whole game. I can do something, guys. Oh no. Oh no, the LeBlanc's there. He's killed me on his red buff. And then the Talon walks out of base, runs straight into mid, kills the Civet for the 6th death of Penguin's game. He's not used to this type of insanity. He's used to normal games.
At this point, the only normal person in this game feels like Evening Penguin. He's the only one who doesn't seem to have gotten.
This guy's being solo queue for real. He's just like, what the hell is happening? Why am I 06?
Oh. Meanwhile, through 20 minutes of game, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 31 game. It has been a kill and a half per minute, when both teams are just continuously fighting each other just because they can at this point. And I hope that at some point Tiefling Penguin will get a kill. Not guaranteed.
It would feel bad for a game like this to happen, and yet the ADC is the one without a kill. Literally the one without a kill. The Blitzcrank has a kill. The Aurelia has 9, 2 of which being nice shutdowns onto this laughing assassin. The Graves has a kill, which counted for basically a reset of his death gold that Hemel was happy to capitalize on. He's going to try once more with a bit of assistance here from El Bardo. Nice Tempered Fate. I mean, he's going to take a while, but he will die eventually. It doesn't take actually too long in the end. While this is happening, naturally, cross-map is going to occur. Finally, some actual macro in amongst this cesspit of micro. We cross-mapped. Hallelujah.
Let's just call this a three-lane ARAM. I think that's the more correct thing. Now, if production would be kind enough to show us who actually has the gold, so we can actually have a look.
A lot of Aurelia, and then other people on the enemy team.
It is basically Aurelia versus the world at this point. Aurelia will have a 5k gold lead, and then it's the rest of the team has shared a gold lead on the other side, with a fair amount of it being in the jungle.
So with that in mind then, sorry to cut you off, what is the point of this Graves if this is what's happened?
Lightning Rod. He needs to be a Lightning Rod, I suppose. Meanwhile, he's gotten his Bloodthirster, so at least he's got the first part of the idea, but still, without the gluttonous... Yeah, I got a feeling it's collected. Without the gluttonous Greaves, I kind of feel like this build just doesn't do that much.
Oh, nice flash exchange there. Andrea giving a bit of a skill check to Suko. He's up to it. He's matched it. As Drake has spawned on the bot side, and with it being a solo queue game, these two teams don't like fighting over objectives, right? It's just like, let's just go one for one team, one for the enemy team. That feels fair. Second Drake for a Baron. What do you guys think? The Jarvan's still taking this Drake, by the way. There is nowhere near enough delay to stop this Baron from going down, especially when the Jarvan reveals to the whole server that he's still taking that Drake. The Aurelia tries to do the 1 versus 9 thing, but it ends up just kind of being a 0 versus 9 after he falls down. And the Baron, it's elementary, Watson. It is simple. After that, the Jarvan technically got onto the screen just in time for it to go down, but that's because we're zoomed out.
And now the interesting part becomes is how do you use your Baron? How can you set this up best to work? Because you have an insanely strong LeBlanc who could easily go to the side lane. Graves, well, he'll just do Graves things or attempt to, for lack of a better word for this. Oh, he's overstayed.
Is that like meant to be like a surprise type of thing, or is it just like a statement at this point? Because I feel like that's
at this point it's a statement. And
yeah,
What I'm even more surprised, the thing that I am surprised about though, is that the Penguins have to just let him walk away. It feels like a sympathy vote at this point. We're like, we're not going to punish him yet again.
Well,
Because
I mean, this is what we saw in game one, right? We saw the Penguins take these fights with an insane scaling comp, and it worked out. I was begging them to not take these fights because they didn't need to. They could have just played for the team fight that was going to be winning. This time around, it feels a little bit more necessary that they take a step back and they question, do we need to be doing this every 2 seconds? Because they have actually found themselves in a deficit. It is 4,000, it's not inconsequential. It's still at a phase of the game where that goal lead definitely matters, especially with so much of the retaliation goal, I guess is one way to phrase it, is on Himmel. It's on the Aurelia, who is basically the 1 to the rest of your team's 4. It makes it very difficult to fight as the 4 right now. And we saw them nearly throw a game 1 when they were fighting as a 4 without their fed player. That was Spleeth, who was insanely strong on the Neferi. This time around, it's the top laner who has a little bit more of a tough time playing with the team, especially with a hull breaker in her inventory too. Himmel's going to have, he's grouping up now, maybe even over-grouping for what an Aurelia wants to be doing to try and make something work for his squad. Nice use there of the Bard stun into the wave clear thingy from Quay. Words evade me, there's too many spell names anyway for that stupid champion. Good damage onto the Blitzcrank, but it feels like it's not enough, and they're just getting completely sieged out right now by this Baron push.
And in all fairness, the one thing that's probably really good for the Obsidian Legion is the Baron and being able to push that hard, because right now Thieving Penguin has to be very concerned about LeBlanc just jumping in and absolutely popping Sivir outright. Suko is probably in a similar position, so it has suddenly become really hard to clear out these Baron empowered minion waves, and Obsidian Legion are making sure that they are using it to the best of their abilities. Laughing Man jumping in, unfortunately, not in the best of positions. And for now, these mistakes aren't completely getting punished. Obsidian Legion did an amazing job making sure to take all the standing gold away. All the turrets right up until the base, the T3s, have been taken. They've put that gold away. Now the question becomes, what do you do next? Because I feel that until the next Baron gets taken, there isn't much that can be done unless you, well, technically you can fight just for the pleasure of it and see if something can work out. But
you know they will. Don't even pretend that they won't.
I mean,
if you give them the option to, they will try.
At this point, if it works, why change it?
Yeah, well, I think this is definitely working out a lot better for Obsidian in Game 3, right? Just fight until the game ends, working out a lot better. Andrea, did I just see him move control ward 3 meters?
Yeah, you did.
No further questions, Your Honor.
It's...
Ooh. Nice dash. I mean, he may be able to escape this because LeBlanc is tricky, but not tricky enough. At the end of the day, Spleeth is going to be the one to take that kill. 4 players committed topside makes this a very dangerous time for the Penguin to be trying to hang around, and that is a TP from Suko. Right next to a Blitzcrank. Kai'Sa managed to get a Plasma Proc as well, but maybe this one looks to turn around the other direction. Flash away from Andrea as they look to try and get back to some sort of relative safety. Third Drake spawning for Penguins if they are the ones to take it. Second Drake for Obsidian if they can claim. No soul implications just yet, though it is getting towards that point in the game where it matters that little more every single Drake. Good zoning already by the way. Nice Tempered Fate as well to stop that jungler from even thinking of getting into the pit. And wow, very close on Sparrow and Despair. The Bard Q is going to land anyway. Ignited over the wall, deleted eventually by Aurelia, ticking them down. The Laughing Jungler is no more, and even though they're up a Flame Horizon, they don't like flames right now. Are you going to let him base there?
Oh, and there goes
Did he just let him base?
All the way to the base. Yep, there comes the auto attack, the delayed auto attack just hits Tinlick straight into the base.
There is no way you let him base there. That's insane.
I don't know. It feels like solo queue. That's what happens in solo queue too. The crazy bases. But either way, right now, there isn't much that can really happen. Oh, there we go. We do see a base interruption. At
Yeah, and
least
that's what happens when you
Andrea is.
base on a ward in front of anyone, I guess, that isn't Thomas. He's too gentlemanly to deny your base. You pressed B. You wanted to channel it for 8 seconds. He feels that you were inclined to channel it for 8 seconds and still get it off. As we are getting a 1v1 very much so interrupted here in the bot side. Himmel's going to try and turn it into 1v2 winning play, but unfortunately, it is just not one of those where it works out. Gaibo has kind of farmed himself back into this one. He's definitely not done so by kills. That's just his second of the game, but the exhaust, plenty to stall for his team to get there. Flash ult, not even Flash, just E ult invested, gets the kill, and Himmel had no response when the enemy started really turning up against him. If your Aurelia can't side lane into multiple players, then how do you play this as Penguins?
You pray, you send a prayer at this point. However, when I was about to,
are we allowed to pray about topside? Because I just saw that Talon hop 3 walls and go and try and murder Suko. Using Flash, trying to escape, missing on the fear, and the Severing Bolt is not going to do anything when they're that healthy, even if they are isolated and CC'd. It will not do anywhere near enough damage. Used Zhonya's, used Flash, still could not escape. Talon, such great gap close, especially over the wall. He is full build, so a positive for Serbi is that he isn't going to get stronger. The issue is that he's already strong and has a flame horizon over your jungler. As the Baron is going to be started out once more. Golden goes the Baron and 2 champions. Nice stun as well at close range onto Wu Pass. Level 18 on this LeBlanc. Flash into the pit, and not even Flash, just going straight to me. He's stolen it! What? How has he stolen that? GA invested to steal the Baron. But that's an insane steal. How do you even let him in the pit?
It's not necessarily how do you even let him in the pit. The bigger problem here is that right now, the one thing that the Obsidian Legion had going for them was that the wave clear was insufficient on the other team. Unfortunately, right now, if they have Baron, this no longer is the case, which means that this game gets stalled, and now the Soul is going to come into play. And considering how you look at all these things and all the champion builds that are currently floating around, Obsidian Legion, I am somewhat getting concerned for you because you do want to end this. I firmly believe that there is a timer on you, on your game, because at some point, Tiefling Penguin will end up getting all the resources that he needs. A kill, probably. We can pray. Again, a lot of prayer needed.
Prayers needed for both sides, though. That tells you that it's been a good game. When it's not just one team praying, it's both. It tells you you've got some absolute insanity occurring across the rift. As the Atlantic will be crying after that trade, discussing amount of damage coming through from this LeBlanc. Wupass whooping ass in the bot side, and Atlantic looking for an escape route. He's going to get back towards his base and then take the base instead of just basing, but I guess to each their own. Good base timing there found as well by Himmel, making sure it doesn't get caught out on the side lane. Trying to make the most of this Baron is going to be difficult, right? You can't really siege. You're just looking to stall this game out for as long as possible. And on that topic, making picks on side lane sounds great, but I honestly don't even hate just dropping this Drake, right? It's going to be second Drake for your enemy team. If you can get a random kill onto Gaibo, then that's great too. But I feel like if you can just stall out this Drake, maybe that's fine. If Elder spawning at 40 minutes sounds scary to me. I think even with that pick, you just give.
Yeah, I would agree. Especially if you are considering that the opposing team still has a lead.
You know who won't agree?
At this point, you just leave that dragon.
Yeah, you know who doesn't agree with leaving anything? It's all these teams. They're just going to take another Hail Mary fight, and Himmel is going to trade 1-for-1 with the enemy jungler. Going to get another kill as well. Tommy flashing and barriering and still falling down to the igniters. They have just passed like ships in the night. Himmel, that he dropped over with. That's insane. Wupass hopped into the bush just as Himmel jumped over his head. And I mean, if you win the fight like that, then I guess fair enough. You can go take the Soul as well. Cloud Soul works out very nicely for a Sivir especially. Everyone else maybe has a little bit less value, especially when the Bard gets deleted like that. Could have really done with the Mountain Drake in times like those. makes the dragon maybe a little bit more dangerous, because I feel like if anyone has the burst to finish off an objective, it probably is this LeBlanc, who has that ultimate coming off cooldown soon as well. Tiefling Penguin gonna go Spell Shin, gonna avoid the worst of the damage by virtue of dodging instead of Spell Shin, and Whoopass now over the wall, gonna get QQ after the EQ, and it will be the steal away of the Drake. And then they're chasing the clone.
Of course. Oh, Lord Almighty. Of course we had to see. That was so predictable as well. Oh. Well,
if there's anyone who has like a one ability thing that does a lot of damage, it's that guy, you know? he just did that to the Sivir. Like, he has a lot of damage.
Can we point out the Tiefling Penguin has gotten his kill?
He did! He got a kill!
He managed to get his kill at this point. So, but no, oh Lord. Himmel, you don't want to be there.
Yeah, can confirm. Does not want to be there. Goes wide on the ultimate as well. And eviscerated as a result. Killer Instinct was nice there from Thomas to finish off the side laner. Minute and 45 before this Baron. Now, I was of the opinion you should give the Drake because you don't want the Elder spawning. That's happened by proxy to Serbi in this one. You still have a fine game state, right? Your Sivir is still there, has 4 items, is going to keep getting stronger. I believe that Null Magic Mantle may even be going towards a bit of a QSS as well, for reasons.
I don't think it's a QSS.
Is it just a Hex Drinker?
I think it's a
Hex Drinker. That might make more sense.
It should be a Hex Drinker at this point. I mean, you could even make the argument that maybe a...
Okay, what about just 1v3ing? Opinions?
Yeah,
Opinions on 1v3ing as talent.
Oh wait, now we're sending the other one in, one by one, ladies and gentlemen.
Force for no reason. 50 seconds before the Baron starts. Nice hook. Could turn this one around as Tenebik is going to get deleted as a result. But Suko is now caught out on the front lines as well. Himmel's turned back up after already having died. And Thomas has not quite enough damage to get rid of this Jarvan. Tiefling Penguin does have enough damage to get through the bot lane duo, though, of Thomas and Andrea. And eventually, that Kai'Sa will fall down. The question of the series is why?
Oh, well, at this point, could they just be... Surely not. Surely not.
I mean, the death time is quite long. This is 37 minutes into a game. The next person up is Whoopass. He's already there. He's only there in 10 seconds. Andre's hooking. He needs to get them under the tower faster. He's ulting the wave, but he didn't get the cannon. 1 Nexus turret, 2 Nexus turret. There's no way it ends like this. Andrea just has to stand there, an innocent bystander, in the carnage occurring on the rift. And Serbia are going to finish off the game. It's over. They've ended Obsidian's season.
Right. I'm somewhat speechless here. Because one bad fight ends this game in this series, but I think that maybe it is poetic in a certain way because this series has been nothing else of short than just fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting over and over and over again. You took a fight. Damn the consequences, damn whatever would happen, and would just instantly try and blow up certain aspects of this. So they kept on fighting, be it for objectives or just for personal gain, just for some fun. I feel like this was... It was meant to be in the end. There's nothing else that I can say other than that. And on that,
I don't think I can say anything. I don't think there's anything to say. It's over like that. Like they overforced on the enemy tier 2 mid and just died.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. The worst part about all this is somehow we're gonna have to determine who, well, technically an MVP and an ace for this series. We're still gonna have to get through that, which is gonna be an interesting one. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this should have been way better. That being said, I've heard rumblings about how chaotic the season has been for Obsidian Legion, and maybe this chaos is a proper ending to their series or their season for Zenith League in total. Whenever we get to these elimination games, I always feel sorry at a certain point because you do end up having to say goodbye to a team, to players who have done their best, invested as much as they can, despite all whatever goes on with them and is going on with them. So it's always sad to see them go, and the only thing you can hope is that they will come out and show up next time yet again, maybe with a bit of improved idea of game knowledge, or just with a general macro plan just for one game. We won't be picky, but just for one game would be nice. And then we'll see how that goes from then on outwards. Right, Rob, before we end up inevitably going to some extra stuff being an interview, my suggestion would be, how about we think about an MVP here? Who deserved it for game one? Let's go through that way.
Okay, game by game, I think makes this maybe a little bit simpler. I think game one, it was the Neferi, without a shadow of a doubt. Spelth just kind of did the things on Neferi. They fought once without him, and they nearly threw the game, and that tells you everything you need to know. He was 13-3 with 12 assists, and there comes a point in the game where you don't fight without that guy. Sorbet realized that they don't fight without that guy, and they won the game very quickly after that. By the way, the same guy that then decided to go 9-0-9 on Amumu as well. Like,
right, so we can argue 2 games.
we can argue if you want to put the Ash in the conversation for MVP in that one. Right, I don't hate that that conversation. That was an 11 kill Ash with 0 deaths as well, but it was an 18 KP Amumu with 0 deaths.
Yeah, and if we're fair, game 3, well, we should be putting this on Himmel, because I don't think that, can we really fault?
I don't want to give it to anyone for game 3. I know Himmel did well, but I don't want to give it to anyone in that gameplay.
Yeah, but I think we don't have anybody else there that is left on the other side. So I think by default, because he showed up in 2 of the 3 games with an amazing performance, I think it's Spade that we should be giving the MVP to. I have a hard time figuring out if we want to give it to somebody else at this point.
Yeah, I don't really see another viable option. I mean, I do feel bad for Penguin himself. Like, it's not his fault what happened in game 3. It's just kind of the occupational hazard of playing Sivir every now and again. It's just, you are a passive champion and the game is on fire around you. You are not a firefighter, right? You are existing, and sometimes you got to be rescued. When that doesn't happen, stuff just carries on burning, and you're there to kind of sift through the ashes afterwards. And when he's playing Ashe, it worked out pretty well. Sifting through the ashes, less well.
Yeah. And the other thing that I'm also thinking back towards is, who in their right mind pairs a Sivir with a Bard? Like, I feel that that's not a common pairing either. And
I don't hate it, because you let the Bard go off, he does his own thing, and then the Sivir just farms under the tower, is the idea. It didn't happen because the Sivir walked up and died multiple times, but that's the idea.
Yeah, but you can do that if you have, like, let's say a Sirocco and Enchant on the other side of the map. Leaving your laner all alone against a Blitzcrank, I'm not sure about that one.
A Blitzcrank Kai'Sa, it feels like it's very dangerous to leave your ADC all alone into, and that's why he shouldn't be walking up in those situations. And that's maybe why bot lane was as difficult as it was with Tommaso getting a nice lead in that game. But I mean, to be fair to Penguin, he knew his job after that point. It's to just keep on staying alive, to farm up. He got the most farm in the server, even despite his overall scoreline. He was doing his job at the end of the game, and as a result, he still did some damage in those last fights. It just wasn't the most impactful compared to what he had been through game 1, especially game 2, where he was so destructive on that Ashe that it'd be difficult to really say if it was for anyone else. I'm trying to think about the second part of what you said before, the ace part, and that's where I'm coming unstuck. I'll be honest. It's because it was a very up and down day for everyone on OR. I think that was kind of the issue the whole way through, is that there was a lack of consistency across the board that really made it difficult for them to settle into any of the games.
But couldn't that somewhat be because they had, or at least the rumblings that we've heard, that they've had a very chaotic season? For me, I think the ace it's not that hard of a pick if you think back to it. For me, well, at least I saw 2 games, so based on games 2, if you're going to give an ace to somebody, I think it was for the Hecarim. They kept looking for everything despite everything around them being on absolute fire. Again, that game, Hecarim is not a guy who puts out fires. If the game state is even, he can do work. If he gets ahead, he can do work. But if
He's a fire starter. He's not a fire put outer.
Yeah, no, he's not a fireman. Which is and this game,
that's the word.
The Talon actually had an impact. As crazy as things went, it was going really, really strong multiple times. Yes, he got caught out twice, I'm thinking maybe 3 times. He got caught out twice or 3 times. But isn't that down to the fact that their team just wasn't coordinating properly or setting up properly, and maybe too many people were thinking about too many things that they wanted to execute? So I'd give it to the jungler, to the laughing man, to the laughing jungler, who unfortunately will not be having the last laugh in this series.
He'll not. And the whole way through, I've just kept on thinking about every time we talk about the laughing guy, it's like the pointing cat. That's all I can think of every single time. It's like that is this guy. That guy is that guy. He is the laughing cat, and it worked out to the best it possibly could. I think game 3 we could see the desperation. Everyone kind of knew that it was going to be over if they didn't really try and force it. You approaching 38 minutes with Graves, Talon, LeBlanc. You kind of know that you're over the hump, right? You know that you're on the way down, and you've got to win quick or you're not going to win at all. And I think that's honestly where a lot of the issues really came in the series for Obsidian Legion. It's the fact that they let these games go a little bit longer than they really should have, because they weren't prioritizing the objective on the bot side at all. They had pushed through bot in game 1 with Kog'Maw into Yunara, and they didn't take Drakes. They had push in game 3 with Kai'Sa and Blitzcrank into Sivir Bard, and they didn't play for those Drakes. They even had it to an extent with Caitlyn Seraphine as well. As diabolical as that lane ended up going, it's still a Caitlyn lane. If you play through that lane a little bit more, you can get some Drakes, you can get some stacking behind you. We didn't play for Drakes at all and end up really biting Obsidian.
And the other thing that I would also point out to is I think that this game kind of went, or at least the break point was reached when that second Baron got stolen. The second Baron that they took, or that got stolen from Obsidian Legion. I kind of feel that that's where this game was lost, for the very simple reason that prior to that, the Penguins had shown that technically they should have the wave clear, but they had to be so fearful of the LeBlanc that it was hard to use said wave clear and basically clear out the wave with the Baron powered minions. Now, because that got stolen away, you got an extra lease on life in that game, and from that point outwards, it was just like you kind of had to try and set it up again, hoping that you could somehow get a decent fight and then maybe get a Baron afterwards. but your window kind of was over. It felt that it had gone well past the allocated time that it could go. So, all in all, I feel like as much as we criticized the idea, they came in with an idea, they executed said idea to chaotic perfection, shall we call it, right up until, let's say, the 25, 26 minute mark, and that's when they things got out of control, and the Penguins were able to wrestle back some control and ended up just outright winning the game. Meanwhile, we are still waiting for a setup for an interview. While production is making sure that they get that sorted, I think that we have crossed all the I's and dotted all the T's in the meanwhile. And the one thing that we can inform about is right now the 7 Penguins, they do go on to the next round. And who knows, they might be able to just run the entire gauntlet and look forward to what's happening afterwards. It's going to be a challenge nonetheless, but they've taken their first hurdle.
They have indeed. This is the gauntlet that they have to run from here on. If we can have a look at the overall playoff bracket, that would be absolutely amazing. Before we get this going on, because I feel like this is a great time to talk about it, right? We have dates of the games under everything else that's going on, and this is our bracket. So being 6th and 5th is a major disadvantage, right? Let's not get that twisted. Being 1st and 2nd, giving the upper seed in the upper bracket matchup feels great, but top 4 was really what everyone was aiming for. We see how cutthroat being 5th or 6th can be, because it is just one game and you're up the whole way through. 5 in a row required for the winner of today, Serbi, to end up winning Zenith League. We'll see if they can make it work. We are going to, I believe, go straight into our interview right now. If we're able to drag across our guy, welcome in, Suko. Welcome, my friend. And what an amazing series that was. Also, your Yone picture is cutting off my face, and I don't appreciate that.
Hello, Suko, are you there?
I hope you are. Suko? Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Is he not? Is it not working? What's going on? This is not good. This is not how I wanted to start off.
Oh no.
I feel like we're having some casual Discord disconnection issues. Hold on. Discord is having a smiley face moment.
Well,
Suko, can you hear us? Oh no. This is why we should have taken a break. I'm just saying, Omega. I'm just saying. This is why we should take a break normally, but that's fine. In absence of Suko's Discord, do we want to take that break and maybe try and work things out?
Yeah, I think it might be worth taking a little break and making sure that we can get that the voice things worked out.
Okay. We'll be back when Discord is playing ball. Hopefully it will be like 2 minutes. Okay, we think we're there. We think we managed to fix our tech issues. Suko, thank you for joining us on the desk after one hell of a series. What do you make of what we got to see today?
It was a pretty good games, to be honest. The team did very well, especially some individuals on the team, but I think we all did pretty good.
If anything, how did you enjoy playing against Obsidian Legion, and what was it that you really liked about your own drafts?
I mean, I think our drafts were more, if you could say. I mean, the drafts were good, but I don't see a lot of those kind of drafts in, like, especially in kind of a scrims or anything. I think our drafts were more from on the book, you could say, from our other scrims. So what we played in scrims, that's what we just took with us to the games today. But I wasn't really prepared for what our enemy team drafted in these 3 games. But I mean, they were good. I give them that, to be honest.
Should we dive into some of that? Because I feel like we saw some drafts coming through, right? Should we start with the end? Because I feel like that final draft was a little bit crazy. When you see Graves, Talent, and LeBlanc, what goes through your mind? Is it just survival mode instantly?
Yeah. When I saw Talon and LeBlanc locked in, I was really. I mean, to be honest, I was annoyed because I knew this game would be very difficult for me, especially, and I knew for my AD carry as well. I mean, we were the most squishiest from Dream Draft, but our plan was to play it safe, but it didn't end as quite as we thought it would do, you could say. But I mean, we made it work, even though we are very much behind. But Himmel, he made it work in the top lane, and Spleth, he made us carried us to the end of the game. But I mean, the draft was definitely hard for some of us, especially me.
Right, and taking that into consideration, once you're into the game, knowing what that LeBlanc can do to either one of your carries, how did you guys prepare as a team to take care of the rest and making sure that LeBlanc wasn't able to have her way, regardless of whatever she was trying to do?
That's the best part, because we didn't actually have a game plan to shut down LeBlanc a lot. Our goal was to mostly play it out for her mistakes, because she was very good in finding angles for me and our AD carry. So I mean, we just had to play through our front line mostly, but we couldn't play side lanes, we couldn't play mid push, we couldn't do a lot because Talon and LeBlanc was always near. So we just decided to play really close to our base and inside vision, so we didn't walk too much in the jungle, which led mostly to Talon getting control a lot of our jungle and LeBlanc as well. So I mean, we played safe mostly in this game.
Yet, despite you mentioning that the Talon got to control a lot of your jungle, you still managed to get all the objectives. So when it counted, you did move as a unit and made sure you got the objectives. So that was a very good part about that. Well, I think you were still going to be in something.
Yeah.
It's just it took a while to really get there in that game. I feel like to work out how dangerous it felt like the Talon LeBlanc were. They were running riot for a long time. They got themselves very strong, but I want to move away from game 3 because while that's fresh in our minds, it's not the only reason we got here to a 3-0, right? We also have some other games to be looking at in particular. Was there one of the early ones you want to like really focus on, or is it just kind of like it happened and it's now in the past and it's a good thing?
Yeah, I think the Azir game was pretty decent. I mean, the second game was mostly the Stomp because we played like one big unit, and the game plan went as we wanted. I mean, in other words, you could say it was a Stomp, but in a nice way. But everything played out like we wanted to, so it was great watching game two again in the review in the while we waited for the next draft.
Okay. And is there any particular team you would be looking forward to facing next? Of the teams that are in the upper bracket, which is the team you would like to see or would like to have a rematch with the most?
I mean, since I'm only a stand-in and this is my first game for Pink Penguins, I actually don't have an answer for that. But I mean, I would love to play against the best in the playoffs. So that's the goal, you could say, in the finals. Hopefully.
To get there, you're gonna have to play against everyone, right? In the nicest way possible. You guys are in the rough position. The difference between the 4th seed and the 5th seed here is absolutely astronomical, as you can see. Your bracket run is not going to be kind. I wish you the best of luck in making it there, but you're going to have to beat literally every single team from 1st to 4th seed if you guys want to be able to make that full run into the winning of Zenith League Division 1. So I wish you luck. Thank you for joining us here on this interview. And thank you everyone else as well for watching the Zenith League. Thank you for joining us today. It was a nice quick one, a 3-0 with some nice macro plays and then some just random team fighting. I said thank you all for joining us. And we are going to be back nice and soon on the 18th. The Monday, we have another Div 1 game for you all. The higher bracket will be beginning, and it will be the 1 versus the 4 seed, Good Kai, up against Lobster, Alba, y Crespo. The Dusk and Dawn will be going up against the 1 seed. I wish them the good fortune as they look to advance in their upper bracket. But until then, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye for now.